Hello, hi everyone. Good evening and good day from where you're joining in from. So, those on Facebook, hi to you. Those on LinkedIn, hello to you. And those here with us on YouTube, hi, hi, hi. It seems I'm the only one here for now. So, hopefully, before we finish this section, we can have other people joining in to watch. Quickly, like our usual tradition, it's be nice to know your name and where you're joining in from. Just quickly drop in your name, where you are joining us from, and just to add, so today's section is quite unique. So yesterday we had a lecturer, Dr. Imam from Tessa University, coming to speak on Slumberger Scholarship, which is for PhD and postdoc, as well as how to approach a PhD supervisor. And if you missed the section, that's fine. You can always go back to the YouTube channel and watch the replay. And I also think she mentioned about looking for PhD students to work with her. So even if you don't have funding, but you want to work with her, you can approach her. And she said together you can apply for grants to fund your PhD program. Today's section will be different from yesterday. So it's mostly what are your questions? What concerns do you have? Maybe you're in your application process, you don't understand something, or you're not sure what step, the next step to take. So if you have questions regarding statement of purpose, personal statement, statement of motivation, your admission, volunteering, your essays, feel free to pop it on the chat and let's know what your questions are. Okay, and today's section also we are going to have maybe one or two persons coming online to tell us how the mentorship slash webinars have been useful to you, because we are not just doing this. We have seen people that have gotten scholarship. We have mentees that have gotten awarded scholarships. Feel free to pop in your questions, um, and we'll see how we can address it. So let me quickly see what's happening here on LinkedIn and see if we have any questions. So okay, we have people on LinkedIn. So please be nice to drop your name and where you're joining in from, because now keep me company. I'm the only one here for now, so try and keep me company. Okay, yeah, so let's see who's our first guest. Oh, Rwanda, thank you. Now I don't feel alone here. Thank you, Jane from Rwanda. Thanks so much for saying hi, because I feel like I'm the only one in the room here. So it's good to know that we have people around joining in. Okay, we have some from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, Abubakar, thank you. Good evening, mentors. I'm Jenny from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. It's nice to see we have people from different parts of Africa joining in. And those on LinkedIn, you can pop in your where you're joining from. I believe with time I'm going to see it. So we have Adenike from Nigeria. Hi, Adenike. So just to add, if you feel that this mentorship in one way or the other, whether through the WhatsApp platform or the Telegram platform or possibly the YouTube webinars, yeah, if you feel that in any way it has impacted you, possibly you've gotten a scholarship, or you know how to write a statement of purpose better, or you know how to write a statement of motivation, or you know how to apply, or you are aware of more scholarships. So if it has impacted you one way or the other, it'll be good for us to know, so you can quickly pop it on the chat, and possibly we can call you backstage to come and speak. So upcoming, we also have some people that have benefited from this mentorship coming to speak. So that will be towards as the program unfolds. And today we're also doing something random. So normally we ask participants to just type their questions on the chat, but today we'll have like one or two of you coming to join us backstage to come and express, or rather ask your question verbally and possibly get to meet us on the platform. If you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions, and I'll be attempt to answer what I can. And if I can't, well, I'm going to refer you or possibly flag the question for future sections because we are planning to run this section weekly for now because we got feedback from some people saying do not wait till it's time for the scholarship cycle to open and you start having webinars. It's like a short time for us. Let's start preparing early from now so we can start building ourselves, building momentum, getting confidence and learning things. So that's why we are opening this platform and having this discussion early in the year. So just to add, next week we're having a speaker who he has schooled in Imperial College London, also currently in Oxford, and he comes to speak on how to get admission and sponsorship into Ivy League school. That is all those tier one top schools, as well as possibly working as a research assistant there. So he will come in next week, and upper we will also have someone that's. I'm sure most of you may not have heard about the scholarship, but it's called Maria Curie Scholarship. I will try to pop it on the chat later. So she'll be coming, I think, upper week to come and talk about the scholarship. So you see, there are many opportunities out there, but people don't know about it. So Commonwealth is competitive, yes, Chevening, yes, but there are other amazing scholarship that you don't know about. So part of this webinar or this discussion, let's talk scholarship, is to expose you to other opportunities so you can expand your search, expand your scholarship base. So you can because if everybody cannot get Commonwealth, everyone cannot get Chevening. There are other scholarships out there that a lot of people are not like going to because they don't know about it or rather they don't know how to apply even if they know about it. So we hope will be very useful to you today. So like I said, this section is based on you. What questions do you have? Let me go to um, LinkedIn and see what's there on LinkedIn or Facebook. Yeah. So yeah, I promise to pop the chat the scholarship for next 2 weeks. So it's called Marakuri. Let me quickly pop it on the chat. So sorry, I'm kind of typing on my system so uh I can paste it on the chat. So it's quickly Marakuri fellowship. Um okay, so I'm popping it here now. Where's the panel? So this there's the scholarship I was referring to. So in 2 weeks' time, we're having a speaker coming to talk about this. So I'll advise if you don't know about the scholarship, quickly do a quick search, and in 2 weeks' time, when an awardee of the scholarship comes to explain the whole process, how she got it, and give you guide tips on how to get it. I think it's a very very sweet scholarship. Yeah, it is a very good one. So yeah. So back to today's discussion. Please pop in your questions. Do you have any question? Do you have any challenge? Do you just need to be motivated? Okay, so while we are waiting for questions on the group chat, sorry, on the platform, let me quickly share a story of mine. So I didn't really have the opportunity to attend webinar sections like this, but there was a time I saw like a WhatsApp group where they were having like a section on sharing scholarship. So I was opportunity to attend for a bit. Now the truth about it was that because it was on WhatsApp, there were a lot of text flocking in the chat, so it was really hard to keep up. It was a bit very difficult, but I got some useful tips and I used the tips I got from the Chevening WhatsApp chat, and I used it to apply for Commonwealth scholarship. And with um, making more research, and I got the scholarship. I also know about people that got scholarship on a single goal, and people that also got scholarship on I think somebody said he got his own after 10 attempts, 10 times. I think he said, was it Chevening? Yeah, it was Chevening. He said he got it on the 10th time. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, this is respect because people after two or three attempts they give up. But someone said on the 10th attempt, he got a scholarship. So you see, at times you not getting scholarship does not mean you're not good enough. Now the truth is they have a quota of for every scholarship. They have how many people they can accommodate. So when it's very very competitive, or maybe they have some criteria they need, or some certain people they need, the fact you didn't get the scholarship doesn't mean you are not good enough. So just keep applying and possibly also expand your base. Apply to scholarship that you are very very you suit their eligibility criteria, so that you'll not just keep throwing water into basket. So yeah, okay. I think what I would do now, I will quickly call um one of someone that benefited from the webinar to come and quickly just share her experience with us, so that people can know that this webinars are quite helpful. So she'll come in to join to share her experience. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Let me quickly do this. So I there are many scholarship opportunities out there. So I think we have Evening, we have Commonwealth, we have Columbia, we have NDDC, we have PDTF, we have okay. There are a lot of scholarship out there. A lot of scholarship out there. So okay. So let me quickly say this. Um, Thank you, Adenike, for joining in today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
Before you're welcome. And before you explain introduce yourself, I want to mention this. So, we have WhatsApp platform whereby we also mentor people. It's a WhatsApp community for scholarship. We share opportunities. We also answer questions. I'm not the only mentor there, but there are other mentors there. And so they will post on the chat saying if you know that you would like to share your story about how mentorship or these webinars have benefited you, would you please let us know? Because it's not just doing webinars. We also want to motivate people, want to inspire people that there are actually real people out there benefiting from this. I personally know a lot of people that have gotten scholarship, and I know people that may have gotten one thing or the other but didn't get back to us, so we don't know. But I'm just saying this that this is real, and it takes a lot of commitment and effort, but once you get it, it's very rewarding. So let me allow Adenike to quickly introduce herself, and I'll start asking her questions. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for the privilege of coming on board. I am
Thank
Adenike Kedu from Nigeria. I am a medical laboratory scientist. I have BSc Medical Laboratory Science and MSc Chemical Pathology from University of Ibadan. And I've been working towards becoming a biotechnologist in that field, the career. We're working towards making more research on diagnosis and treatment of disease. That's my career aspiration, and I've been working seriously towards that. I've benefited a lot from the group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I want to say thank you for what you for coming up to share your story. Could you just quickly just tell us, possibly the audience out there, how you get to know about because you are in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, can you hear me,
Yes,
Adenike? Yeah, how you got to know about
yes,
it,
I
and
can.
how you got to know about the mentorship group, and how long you've been there. Maybe let's start from there.
All right. I got to know about the mentorship group. Precisely the Commonwealth. That was the name of the group. Commonwealth Mentorship Group. Yeah. I saw the link on the professional platform I am, and I've joined since 3 years ago. Actually, when I joined, I just joined for joining's sake. Let me see what is there. At that time, I was not really preparing for something serious because I didn't know I could do it, considering so many factors around me. But by the time I started going through what goes on in the group, I started picking one or two things. I was giving those things trials and they worked. So I've been there since 3 years. 2021. I joined that group 2021.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you just okay? I'm glad that at this 2021, so this is like the third year now, right? Third year in the
Yeah,
group. Yeah, can you just okay? Can you
yeah,
just tell us what you think? How it have impacted you? How the mentorship, the webinars have impacted you? Just quickly tell us that. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. The first time, actually, the Commonwealth Mentorship Program was the first group I joined. uh, about studying abroad or going towards abroad. I didn't even think of those things. So when I saw it on that professional group, I was
I
I
mean,
was like,
okay. Um, Hi, Ademika, can you hear
what
me?
would they be offering me? I don't even know about Commonwealth mentorship.
Um,
Sorry for the. I think it's network.
okay. We can try again. Let's see if it doesn't work. Maybe you should switch off your camera. That might be helpful.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, let's go. Proceed. Thank you. Can you maybe possibly turn off your camera? That might be helpful. Can you do that maybe?
All right, all right, all right,
Yeah, it might be helpful. Yeah. Okay.
all
So
right.
that's it.
So when I joined the group, the first thing I first saw is University of Alabama application waiver fee, and that was to PhD. I was like, wow, this thing happened. That was my first attempt. I put in, you have to put in some questions. I put in, and the second week of that application, of that putting in of requesting for application fee waiver, they sent the code to me. I applied. So when I applied, the first application, I know the first application I did was not nothing because I didn't know how to go about it. So I started following the group. I know when I wanted at a time I have to get recommendation from my references. So I didn't know my recommender said I should come up with a guide, a draft so that they can follow. I remember I put it up and Ejiro sent me her own recommendation letter. So that was the recommendation I used to draft a guide for my recommenders, and that's what they have been working on. And somehow I've been trying to improve on it. And I know my recommendation. So many things work for graduate school application. I know my grade. I know where I'm coming from. But that recommendation, I know I have a standard recommendation because I follow the one I got from a mentor. So also 22 or early last year, somebody posted India school internship program. I applied for it in that scholarship program, and I put in for it just like, let's see how it go. And I was given admission, though it was on a partial scholarship. I would have gone for that because it was one of it's my dream course they gave me, biotechnology. But the issue is the partial scholarship. Though later the guy contacted the agent contacted me, and they said the Indian government, they did not come up with what they planned. That there are like plenty people on it, so they have to give people half. That was why I was unable to go in for that program. Then the Shepley scholarship. Those essays are doubting to me as like, how could I write up these essays? From the one of the YouTube webinar, there was this YouTube webinar you did towards the Commonwealth last year. I followed it closely and I was able to draft up some of the essays. Though I was rejected for Shepley, but I thank the group, I thank the mentors because I was able to put it up. I don't know I can write anything towards that. And by the time I wrote everything, I checked the plagiarism check. It was nothing was banned. I was like, oh, so this thing can come out from me. without copying people's profile, without copying people's work. And I know the environment around Chefney is highly competitive. So I know it's not because of really my essays. I gave some people the essays to review for me, though it's not from the group because I work towards deadline. So I know the mentors might not really have time. But I sent it to some other guys, maybe in US. I got to know almost all these groups because I joined Commonwealth Scholarship Group. The Commonwealth Scholarship Group made me to join another group from another group to another group. So I was having so many links right
Yeah.
from the Commonwealth Scholarship Group. So after I applied for Chefning, you know, for Chefning, you have to apply to 3 universities. I've never made any application to UK universities before because I was like, can I make it? So last year, I don't have option that to apply for those 3 universities. Ah, let's assume they even give me Chefney scholarship. Which scholarship will I now? Which university will I now say I want to use the scholarship for? And lo and behold, I was given I have one unconditional offer from the university for the very first time in my life in UK. I didn't know I could really make it. Though I was not given Chefney scholarship, I've not been to where I want to be, but I know I'm making progress. And outside that motivation, when you are like, can you make it? You will see people. I'm not a first class student, but the post I see on the group motivates. You don't need really to be a first class student. I was not into publishing. So from the group I learned that the art of publishing, though I've not really published a book because I'm not in academic. But all these things sensitize and it's an eye opener. If I've had all those things, I know I will have be able to cross to where I want to be. But because I don't really have all those things already on ground, but I didn't learn all these things by paying money. That's one good thing I appreciate. You know, when you want to get to agents, you will pay them money. In the universities, UK university, they will ask one question: are you applying as an agent or as individual? I will say I want to apply as an individual. And I now look at it. So what are agents collecting fees for from this application? These are the things we can do. And sincerely, it's from it's from the group, the webinars, all those. There are times I may not be able to join the live webinar. I will try and listen to the recordings and they be helpful. Also the motivation and some other things. I really thank the mentors, the good work they are doing. Almost everything they come up, I used to click. Almost every link I will click. The PhD vacancies, I'll make sure I click on them. But most of them are not really from my feed, and most of them they are like requiring from something I could not be able to provide personally. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Before you go, Kizito, thank you for Kito, thank you for joining us this evening. Just to quickly fill you in. So this is one of the benefactors of our mentorship and scholarship program. So she's just sharing her story about how, funny enough, what she mentioned was what we're discussing today about you can do this yourself. So she mentioned that when she filled the application, she was super like this is something that's easy that she doesn't need anybody to do it because you can actually do it yourself. So I don't know if you have any question you want to ask her before she leaves, or anything you want to say to her. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Paula, you're muted. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I just wanted to know because I joined late and the general advice maybe to applicant because as you've seen today we had a discussion in a group and then somebody said, oh, I've paid some money to someone to help me get, I
Yeah.
didn't get that. Yeah, and one of the response that I did was that you as an applicant, you should learn how to apply for that because there's a certain trick thing, especially when you need somebody to do something for you. Because to me, I find that there is a difference between seeking advice from someone how to do and actually delegating mandate to somebody to do something for you. These are two different things. And to applicant, I believe that you better do yourself the application, but then you should seek advice from people who possibly have already benefited, like our former speaker from that scholarship. It actually do better than somebody who goes somewhere to pay money to do something. Because somebody, you may give somebody money to apply for the scholarship, and he may do the whole process of application, right? But your qualifications, your background, and so on, they may also not guarantee you to get the full scholarship. But as I said in a previous discussion, is that I encourage scholarship applicants to learn to acquire knowledge and the skills on how to apply or to struggle scholarship. If they build the capacity on themselves, then you are likely to succeed rather than those who are passing through agency and so on. So that's what I can little say.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Adenika, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And so we'll continue so you can leave now. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. While we are waiting for questions, it's funny because I don't know why they don't have questions. Maybe maybe they know what they are doing, which is good. That's great. But it's sad because you
Yeah,
and I know from group chat they don't, most of them don't know what to do, and now we are calling
yeah.
giving this free and they are not coming to ask questions. Then
Mm,
they'll ask questions when they
mm,
want to, which is sad. That's the thing. Anyway,
yeah,
while
yeah.
we wait for them, let's talk about, because I think some people don't really understand, or they don't know how far the benefit of a
Mm,
scholarship can, what it can do for you. I don't think they
yeah.
just think it's about just going out of your country to study. They don't know about what how it changes once the whole dimension, the whole
Mm,
aspect of life. So I want us to possibly maybe share our experience. So maybe it might
mm,
help people, it might motivate them. So for me, for example, um, getting a scholarship made me have international friends.
yes.
My friends were not
Mm,
just Nigerians anymore. I had friends from different parts of the world that I can call for something and they'll speak to me and okay, let's do this. And now these are the friends
mm,
that tomorrow they become leaders in their field. Then you can imagine what
for
will
sure.
happen when I did something. Also for
For
me,
sure.
growing up, yeah, having scholarship helped me to go to other countries to visit for tourism as well as conferences, volunteering. So it's beyond just getting
Yeah.
to study. There are many opportunities out there, many benefits. So maybe you want to share yours.
Yeah.
Maybe this can motivate them.
Mm, yeah. To me, what I can say is that first getting the benefit of scholarship
Okay, why he's joining
I
in?
think
We
there's a
are
network
speaking about.
problem.
Okay, please go on. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I can just say that first there is a difference between uh, undertaking certain studies with your own fund and at the same time being funded by an organization
Yeah.
to undertake certain subject. These are two different. The similarities are that first, whether you use your fund or you use scholarship fund, you will acquire the degree, you will get that certificate, you will complete the studies. But then the difference is that for self-funded degree program, even if you have money, but there is some sort of lack of motivation, an extraordinary motivation of doing studies, doing something new, being innovative, etc. Because some of the scholarship, they also they have a lot of attachments. For
Yeah.
instance, you may have maybe conference package. If you could fund yourself, you wouldn't. You will do to the maximum to minimize the cost. But then with a
Mm-hmm.
scholarship fund,
Yeah.
you get an
Uh,
opportunity to get the fund for attending academic conferences, to visit areas as a case for studies, etc. which you can hardly do with your own money. So to me, one of the benefit was exposure. Exposure
Yeah.
because I got a chance to attend
Yeah.
some conference, but also I got a chance to get fund to visit some case studies. I took a master's in architecture and urban design. Therefore, I visited the Zanzibar within my country. I visited the
Okay.
Zanzibar Island. These are just spice islands to look for the old morphology, structure, the old city, Arabic cities, which are old heritage sites. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't, it was the first time I actually reached in those islands by using fund that I've been given by my scholarship fund. But at the same time, being funded by a certain organization is an indication of trust. And it always have a tendency that I should be much better because I want to make my history with this funding. And therefore, it's an encouragement that you get fund from somewhere, and in return it motivates you during your studies. You are going to do something more better than if you could be funded by yourself. But also, some of the scholarship they transform somebody in terms of leadership skills,
Yeah.
because you get a chance to meet with different people who are beneficiaries, alumni, etc. Therefore, it build the connection, to build your leadership capacity, and also to give you confidence that if I was given this scholarship among many who have qualifications, it actually means that I'm capable of doing something. So there are a lot of exposure that somebody can get with a scholarship, case studies, conference, networking, but also in motivation for high performance, etc. Those are the benefits that somebody can be able to get if you choose to study through using scholarship.
Yeah, thank you so much. I didn't care the one of the benefactors that I just came to speak. She mentioned something very important, which I like, which I think I want to hear your opinion about. Why
Mm.
we wait for question? She mentioned that she only joined the Commonwealth Scholarship Group in 2021, but ever since she got to join other groups because she got links to other groups. So from joining one scholarship group, she got to find out about other scholarship groups. Did you get that?
Unfortunately, I think there is a network problem. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, okay. So the I didn't care one of the benefactors of this webinars and mentorship. She mentioned that one of the benefits she had was that joining one scholarship group, she got to find out about other scholarship groups because she joined one. Can you hear me?
No,
No, you can, but I can hear
no.
you. Okay, let's do this one more time. So one benefit of joining scholarship or this webinars is that you get to find out about other scholarship groups that are existing. Can people in the chat can you hear me? Can you just say yes if you can hear me? Let me be sure that's from my end. Can you say
I think I can just hear some sort of sound, but then I don't know what's the problem. I
because
cannot get your
I
words
can hear
fully.
you clearly. Can someone just type yes if you can hear me, please? Because I can hear Paulo very clearly, so I don't know why he can't hear me. So whoever on the chat, can you please type yes, you can hear me, or no, you can't hear me? Maybe that'll be helpful. Okay.
uh, I've really tried to follow you, but unfortunately, I cannot hear you properly.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a clicking sound. Mm.
That's fine. Okay.
Yes,
Let me type
can
them.
you repeat?
Yeah, they can hear me. So it's not for me then. They can hear me. Did you see that?
Yeah, now I
So
can hear you.
oh, now you can hear me. Okay. Okay. So you can hear me now, right?
Oh, I think it's
Can
a
you hear me
problem.
now?
No, I cannot hear anything.
Can you
Hello?
log out and join back? Maybe that might be helpful.
Now, can you proceed?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you proceed?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Follow our advice. Just
Uh-huh.
leave the webinar and join back. That might be helpful.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
do
thank you
that.
joining. Yeah, thank you joining, guys. Great. So thank you, I didn't care for that because I was a bit bothered. That, okay, what's happening? Why can't anyone hear me? So thank you for hearing me. So just what we oh thank you Binda for thank you for that. So yeah, okay, I feel safe. Okay, so while we wait for Polo to join us back, unfortunately, some of our speakers cannot join in today, so it's fine. They'll come in the future webinars. So if you have questions, because now the thing is this, if you are a bit shy about what to ask or you don't want to type, feel free to drop a chat for me and I can add you to the platform to ask your question verbally. If you feel that typing is stressful to type or you just want to ask. So you can ask your questions here on the chat or you can come to the back end and we'll add you up. So just if you want to be added to the back end to quickly ask your question verbally, just let me know. Paulo, you're back. And can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Is this? Can you hear me now? So Paula, can you hear me? I don't want our guests to just keep hearing. Can you hear me? We need to like proceed. So can you hear me now, Paula? Is this good? Okay. Okay. So back to
Yes. Mm-hmm.
okay. Paula, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. So because we are we have past half the hour of our show, I think we should just proceed. Abubakar has a question. He said, I want to know the steps on writing an outstanding statement of purpose that have been my major challenge thus far. Now, Abubakar will not touch this in details because we had a section on this last week. I will try and look for the link and pop it up. But while I do that, maybe Paulo can address this. Paulo, do you have an answer to that?
Yeah, Abdullah, thank you for your good question. But what I can say is that when you are writing, first in last discussion we did it,
Yeah, I'll look for the
and
link and post it.
we
Yeah.
yeah, but then at the same time to have an outstanding statement of the purpose, you first need there are things that you need to understand. One, you should clearly understand your scholarship that you are applying, the requirement for statement of the purpose. There are some scholarship which actually they define that we want you to write a statement of the purpose and make sure you include areas like one, two, three. Therefore, knowing your scholarship that you are applying and the conditions or the guideline for writing the statement of the purpose, that's the one step on writing an outstanding statement of the purpose. And you shouldn't assume that the statement of the purpose for application for DAD scholarship is the same for Commonwealth scholarship, the same for CARD scholarship, or the same for GET scholarship, or for Australia scholarship. So in a first stage, you should first understand some in a statement of the purpose. But at the same time, you should know your research project you are aiming to. If you are applying for a scholarship which you are free, you as an applicant, to suggest a research topic, then it means you should clearly know better your research topic you are doing so that you can actually write better what you are doing in a statement of the purpose. Because uh, but some of the scholarships which you find there is already a research project and a research topic, It means you have also to get family with the research, the key research area of interest, so that when you are writing the statement of the purpose, you will be able to be in line with what they are expecting. There are some scholarship which they always define specifically their area of studies. Therefore, you should be careful to do so. But also, you should, for the statement of the purpose, is about you showing that you fit to the scholarship that have been announced. So you should write in a way you portray better who you are and how you fit to that scholarship. That's what's important. Don't just copy and paste that I've used this one to apply for Chiviling scholarship. Then when Commonwealth scholarship is open, I just use the same there. No, you should first know the scholarship which you're applying for. You should know the objective of scholarship. You should know your research project, and you should know if there are guidelines which they have been stated with the scholarship providers about the statement of the problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I mentioned, this topic was addressed last week extensively. So I would advise you should go to the section of last week, which I've put on the chat already. There's a link. Just go to the chat and click the link. It takes you directly to the page where we had this section last week. So please, it's kind of funny, or rather, I know to get these things, you just have to put in the work. By the time you start learning, it becomes easy for you. Okay, because even if it give you some answers now, you still need to discover some things on your own. And one way to do it is to go and watch the videos and also listen to the questions asked by other participants, because you can learn from people questions. So I hope this brief answer from Paulo was helpful, and also the link which I dropped on the chat on statement of purpose. And just to add, there are other videos which I've done on different sections on different topics. So it will really be helpful if you can take the time and please go through it. Okay, so if you have questions, I would advise you should just ask your question. But if you don't, while we wait for your questions, okay, Paulo is back. Hi, Paulo. Do you want to continue or we good? Hello, Paulo. Okay. Why is trying to? Okay, yeah, he's back. So should we proceed, or do you want to complete what you're saying? Okay, today network is not very friendly with us, but we'll proceed. Okay, so just to add to what he said, it's from the word purpose. You're
I don't
welcome.
know what's the problem today.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's what is important is that you're making an attempt to to keep rejoining to section two. So thank you. Some it's given the fact. So you say so. Let me say this to applicants. You can. This is as simple as ABC. You can see that Paulo is struggling with network issues, but he kept on trying to rejoin and rejoin and rejoin so he can pass knowledge. Same thing goes to applicants. When you apply and you didn't get it, please keep applying. The fact you didn't get it does not mean you're not good enough. It might be that you don't have enough quota for everyone, or possibly you don't really fit the eligibility criteria, or maybe someone did something more outstanding than you did. So please keep applying, keep learning, keep going to attending sections or browse YouTube or ask questions. Most importantly, join communities that do scholarship so you can stay updated. Like the last one of the benefactors, she mentioned that joining one group, she got to know about other scholarship groups. So that is it, because people pass information every day. So in the mentorship group we have now, we have a lot of mentors, and what they do is this: apart from answering questions which are asked by group members, they also post opportunities. So if you're not in that space, you may not hear about the opportunities, or if you hear about it, you may hear about it when the deadline has elapsed. So please, this takes work, this takes commitment, this takes effort. Please. I don't know, I've said please a lot. Try and invest in your time, invest your resources, learn about these things, and All you need is just one yes. When you get that yes, it is very, very, very rewarding. Believe me, it is. I'm speaking from experience. Okay, so while we wait for questions, if you have questions, please drop them on the chat. Like I said, I'm the one trying to manage all platforms at the same time. So if you have questions, drop your questions. Um, I want to mention this. Let's talk about admission process. Possibly for people that need supervisors. Now, needing a supervisor might not just be for PhD. There's some masters programs that you need to email the supervisor also. So I want to say this to you just to help you because now most of the supervisors they are very busy. Apart from teaching, they have admin staff, admin roles, and apart from that, they have to write papers, go to conferences. So they are very busy. So what, like Dr. Iman said yesterday, my advice is this: when you email them, when you've done that, give it a couple of days. If you don't hear any response, please send a soft reminder. Dear Professor, blah, blah, blah. This is a soft reminder that I'm writing to know about the status of my email. Please, because if you just send an email once and you expect that they respond, if they do, that's great. But if they don't, most times it's not because they don't want to. Maybe they have other pending or they have other things that needs their attention. And if you don't send a follow up, they might say, oh, this one doesn't really want to show commitment or something. So please, please, please send a follow up. Although Imam said you can after the second time you should stop, but for me, I would say go the third time because some people might not want to, but when they see your persistence or how committed you are or how your response, okay, let's just do this. So please, 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 you not just need to work for the supervisor, you also have to work committed. And I also want to mention this. Another thing is when you send these emails, it's called cold emails. When you send these emails to the supervisors, whether for your master or PhD, please do not send emails that actually tell them that you know what you're saying. You know, I've seen some cold emails that honestly, I I didn't want to discourage them or like this email is not good enough. So you need to at least you need to know a bit about who you are, who you want to speak to, possibly what they do, what research, because you cannot go to Mr. A lecturer or supervisor that works on A, and you want to meet his supervisor for Z, and you don't even know what he does, or you don't even understand what you're emailing him. Or you're asking, can you tell me more? Or my point is, you need to show that you know what you want. Possibly, yeah, you might not be so perfect in your email, but there should be some trait that yes, this person knows what he or she wants from the supervisor. This person understands, have some basic knowledge. So please, we have a lot of work to do as applicants. Please, we have a lot of work to do as applicants. So like I mentioned, if you have questions, drop them on the chat. If you have, it's also good to know where you're joining in from Facebook, on WhatsApp, YouTube, your name, and where you're coming from, what country. We had people from Rwanda, Nigeria, and so on. Okay, so if you don't have questions, well, I'll just keep giving tips. Possibly when you have more questions, you drop on the chat. Um, I have tips on how to manage rejection. So currently on the group chat where I belong to, a lot of people are getting like they call it love letters from Chevney. So for those of you that don't understand what they call love letters, possibly rejection emails from Chevney. First of all, I want to say congratulations for even applying. Believe me, and getting a no, like I said, is not the end of the world. Now, like one of my commenters would say, if you want to take a break, do. But it's only people that don't quit that get the scholarship. You need to keep applying. So how to manage no, for example, my own tips. For scholarship like Chevney or those big scholarship whereby you don't get personal response on a no, you can just possibly attend more webinars, ask other colleagues that got the scholarship what did they do so you can know how to improve your application for the future. Possibly don't start complaining and say, oh no, no, but this person did no, just learn, humble yourself, look at what they did, even if it's not the same field as yours, it's fine. Look at their field, understand the field, and see how you can relate it back to your own field. Don't just say, oh no, I give up. No, but for admission or scholarship that you feel maybe on all those internal scholarship or all those funding that is between the supervisor or applications that you think that you can get personal feedback on why you got a no. My advice would be when you get a no, email them. Thank you for your email on this. Could you please let me know what I didn't do right or why what I could you please let me know why I wasn't sure so that I can improve myself for future applications? Because most times you can keep getting no and you're doing the same thing. You don't even know why you're getting a no. So it's always good to at times send an email to ask them why so that you can improve on yourself for future application. So Paulo, I know you just joined back. Thank you for the attempt to join us. So I'm speaking on how to manage a no, how to manage rejections. Paulo, can you hear me? Okay, it's really a good Sunday. Can you hear me, Paulo? Hi, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay. So
Hello?
yeah. Maybe you should try turning off your camera. It might be helpful, I don't know. Because I can't hear
I think
you.
there was a problem with my internet.
So can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
Awesome. So thank you so
I
much for
see there are a few questions. Only one question.
yeah, there's one question, but why so I was speaking about how to manage rejections. Can you hear me? Goodness. What's happening this evening? Paulo, Paulo, if you can hear me, I would advise please turn off your camera. That might be very helpful. Okay, so back to let me quickly check on the LinkedIn and see if I have any questions on LinkedIn. Okay, I haven't seen any for now. So back to what I was saying, how to manage rejection. So please, you can email them and ask them why. If it's a supervisor, if it's an internal funding. Well, the point is, if you can get a response from them to know why your application was not successful, my advice would be please email them so that you'll not keep repeating the same thing and getting rejections. It might just be one silly thing or something minute, or it might be, oh no, there's nothing wrong. We just had a lot of people. Then it's fine. So please, that's just one way to manage no's, and this is timely because a lot of people have gotten love letters from Chevney, rejection letters. So please, keep applying, and hopefully one day you get, which I believe should be soon, you get what you need. Okay, so why I still wait for your questions, I have other tips I want to bring to your attention. So let's talk about hmm, let's speak about diverse scholarship opportunities. You know, so for me, everybody's different. So some people, they keep asking me, what school should I go to, or what country should I go for my master's or PhD? And I keep saying this. First of all, for schools are good. Don't get me wrong. Countries are great, but personally for me, I look at what for my masters. So what I did for my master was not what I did for my PhD in terms of the dynamics of my decision. So for the masters, I look at what school is very good in my course. I didn't care about where it was at the moment. I like what school. And I looked at the school and I looked at the ranking, looked at the course dynamic, looked at the how the program is being taught, looked at the school, the resources there, looked at what country is it in and how useful, how beneficial, or how can I fit into this country. Now, some people are married. You cannot factor in. Can your family also live there with you? So there are many dynamics in deciding where to study. But for PhD, what I tell people and what I did, your supervisor for me is key because you can be in the best of schools and you don't have a good supervisor. You don't have a supervisor whereby you can relate with. Believe me, your PhD might be a nightmare. Yeah. So for me, what I tell people is school is great, don't get me wrong, but for PhD, your supervisor is key. Make sure you have a good supervisor, someone you can that like Dr. Iman said yesterday, What is your relationship between you and your supervisor? Is it mother to father, husband and wife, kids, whatever? So someone that you can relate with, because PhD is a very long journey, and 2 years, three, 2.5, 3 years, 4 years, 5, even 6, life can happen. So please, for PhD, my number one tip is ensure you prioritize your supervisor, because that will really help you. I remember speaking to a PhD student last year, and I asked her, I was like, she said she finished she defended her PhD, and I said, oh, congratulations. She's like, no, no, don't say that. I was like, what do you mean? And she said, well, her PhD took 5 years instead of 4 years, and I'm like, okay, what happened? And he said she didn't have a good relationship with her supervisor. And she told me, okay, so since you are still in your PhD, please ensure you have a good relationship, because it didn't pay off for her. So you see, these are people telling you that having a good supervisor is priority for your PhD. So I believe you don't have questions. I would really appreciate if you have questions, or if you're not sure, you want to clarify, or you have doubts, then I can address or attempt to address. So while I keep waiting for the question that I hope will come, um, I'm just throwing tips, because I was hoping today we could. I told you today that the section will be dynamic. Whatever you ask, we try to attempt. So we didn't really have any section or any topic prepared for today, as we did yesterday. We wanted to make today all about applicants, because we didn't just want to come and be telling you what to do every time, but we are hoping that you have concerns. So we like drop your questions. Anyway, okay, we have one on the chat now. Um, but Lome, thank you for your question. We just addressed this not long ago. I want to believe that you didn't join from the onset. So I will repeat what I said to Abubakar. We did a section on this last week. Could you please go and watch the section? I will. I'm going to share the link to the video. So that's the link of the video, because we can't keep repeating it. It will be good if you people watch these videos and come and ask other questions, because okay, because at times asking vague questions is not bad, but it will be more beneficial when you watch the videos, you do your research, and come and ask questions that are very, very specific to that you can actually benefit from, or maybe. So that's all I can say for now. So but no man, thank you for your question. We have other questions on the chat which I would like to quickly try to attempt. So if you want to know more about statement of purpose, my advice would be watch the video on the link. But just to notice from the name, statement of purpose. What is your purpose? Every some schools gives you some points they expect you to address in your statement of purpose. Why some just leave it open? Some give you what counts, why some don't. But the essence is why are you applying for that position, or why you're applying for that scholarship, or why you're applying for that course, or why you're applying for that position. And it has to do with your background. How do your background relate to what course you're applying for? What do you expect from the course? What's the career goal? What's the plan? So the whole dynamics. This was addressed in the video, the link shared on the screen now. So I hope this is helpful. Um, Binda from, permit me if I didn't pronounce the name correctly. Binda said, "How can someone find out what that's?" Okay, sorry, I had to laugh because it was quite funny. How can someone find out whether the supervisor is good or not? Now, this is a very interesting question. How can I answer this so I would not be misleading? So, okay. I want to believe that you are asking from the perspective that the person is scouting for supervisor. Yeah, if that's where you're asking, if that's the dimension you're coming from, can you just type a yes on the chat? Are you asking to know someone that wants to get a supervisor, not someone that already has one, or someone hoping to get one for your PhD or your MSc. Can you type a yes on the chat? So why we hope we get, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for making this very engaging. Okay, so let me see. Let me try to attempt this. How can someone find out whether a supervisor is good for you or not? So let me first quickly mention what Dr. Iman mentioned yesterday, then I chip in more. Now, she mentioned that one thing which is important is to see how responsive they are. So this is my opinion, and also what she mentioned is, when you look for, first of all, before you can approach a supervisor, you need to look at go to their what's it called, the website, and see, know about them, to see if they are a suitable match for you. Possibly, what is their research interest? What what do they do, and does it align with what you want to do? That is kind of helpful. And in the same way, when you found that out, also if your goal is to publish a lot, it's also good to see how often they publish, or look at their publication. Is it recent? Now, this is not just to say that it's all fixed, because maybe possibly they've not updated the site. That might also be a possibility. So I'm just saying that, just but also do your due diligence to check. Then when you finally got the email of supervisor, then what's next is to email them. Okay. Now, in terms of responsiveness, if you email someone and they don't respond to you on time, it might be possibly because they are busy. But now, some people already have an automatic response set up in their email, saying, once you email them saying, sorry, I'm on leave, or sorry, I'm not available. Now, that's a good sign. So they're telling that your email is important, but due to this issue, I cannot be responsive. So at least it helps you to know the state of things. Now, but when you email a supervisor in general, how often they respond to you? Okay, because this will give you a hint of how responsive they will be when you actually work with them. And now, don't forget, some might be on leave, so you have to also factor that into it. So those on leave might tell you I'm on leave, so you cannot actually judge them based on that. So one way is how urgent or how quick was the response time, and number two is possibly what's the plan. So I believe you have a chat with them, possibly one on one, or possibly via email, or a meeting, online meeting. You can have a chat with them and see, to know they understand, ask questions and see how they respond to you, or show them your plan, or possibly to know what kind of supervision style they expect from you or they can offer. So all these things, it determines. So for example, now some people like to be macro-managed, while some people like to be micromanaged. You ask yourself, do you want a supervisor that attends to you every week, or the one that attends to you once in a month, or whatever? So all these things things need to factor in, or the one that publishes a lot, or the one that doesn't publish, or the ones that. So these are just. So I don't know it all, but these are some common things that you should consider when you are picking a supervisor. It's quite helpful. Yeah. So I hope I told you I'm only attempting giving you my past perspective. So I hope this is quite helpful. Being that. So Bartolome, you mentioned drop the video link on Facebook chat. So let me say this to you, Bartolome. It's kind of it will be very, very helpful if you, first of all, if you can either come to the YouTube link and get it, or I think this can show on the Facebook, because we are streaming on three platforms simultaneously. I'm sorry I can't do that because I'm the only one here. I can't manage the three platforms, jumping between here and here. So I'm posting on the YouTube platform, and my advice would be switch and get the link. If you cannot get it on Facebook, I'm wondering where you can get it. So do the work, please. Please do the work. So because I'm choose to do the work is all I can tell you. You want something, go and get it. Um, being that, okay, thank you for acknowledging that. That was helpful. I really appreciate that. Thanks. It's good to know that our webinars are quite impactful. Okay, so I've been the only one. I'm speaking for long. I need to like take water. Come with me. Okay. Let me quickly check the LinkedIn and see if we have questions on LinkedIn. Okay. So no questions at the moment on LinkedIn, which is good. We'll be wrapping up very soon. So if you have more questions, drop them on the chat. If you don't, that's fine. Like I mentioned, next week, those of you interested in schooling in Ivy League schools like Harvard, Oxford, Imperial College, etc., the likes, the next speaker coming next week, he will be speaking about that. He finished from Imperial College and currently working in Oxford. So he knows the whole dynamics. Possibly, he'll be speaking about how to get admission, what to prepare, what to expect, the interviews, etc. So, if you are interested in top tier schools, my advice is please join the section for next week. You know, this section is free. You're not paying for it, and these people come to volunteer their time to give their time and their knowledge for free. So the least you can do is to attend and learn and ask questions that are beneficial to you. Yeah. So just to I think I can. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you. So just to wrap up, let me quickly mention one more tips I think will be relevant, and that is um, for mentorship. Now, this is very important. It's good I say this now. I'm saying this based on what I've found out over time from mentees because we also do mentorship. We do one-on-one, but currently I can do one-on-one at the moment because I have a lot of things. I have my PhD at hand and I'm doing some data collection. But what I can say to you is this: this is quite important. Is when you don't get mentors to help you look at your essays one-on-one, don't feel discouraged. You have your siblings, you have friends, you have your peers. You can ask them to look at your work for you. You know, as little as grammatical error, that can be useful. They can spot that that's useful. Or possibly if they even understand what you're reading, because most time when you write some things, you would think it's very comprehensible, but it's not. Because you wrote it, so you think it is, but when someone else is reading it, they might find that it's not comprehensive. So getting someone else to read your essays or read your applications for you and they understand it's a plus for you because at least you know that you're communicating. Because you can write a good application with a lot of great grammars, points, but if you're not communicating, it's, it's of no use. So the first is to ensure that you're communicating. So if you don't get mentors to look at your essays or your applications, please speak to your colleague. You have siblings, you have parents, you have your friends. Every little input is important, it's essential. Do not downplay the importance of feedback from your colleagues, your friends, your families, your siblings. Do not downplay it. During my first application for my master's, I didn't have anybody to look at my essay for me. I did it, and I got it. I got in because I, I, I didn't even know that I could, I could ask a sibling to read it for me. I didn't even have that information, but now I know better. So what I'm saying to you is this: most of or I can't speak for other mentors, but for me, I didn't really have this platform, this opportunity when I was applying earlier, particularly for my masters. Maybe if I've had it, I would have done my master a bit way back. But like Adenike, which who spoke about her experience, said she didn't really have much of this opportunity back then, but now she has it and she's learning, and that's really great. So please do not take this for granted. When you don't have mentors to look at your work for you, one way to get indirect mentorship is to come and watch these webinars. Go back to the channel and watch videos and possibly get questions that you want to ask and come to the live section or possibly group chat and ask your questions and get responses. And hopefully it's helpful. And once a mentor tells you no, please don't take it personal. These mentors, first of all, are not being paid. They are volunteering their time. I also have other commitments. So when I tell you no, don't take it personal, please. Just move on. Look for the next person or possibly improve yourself, learn, and ask questions on the chat. Okay, so If we don't have any further questions, I think that is all for today. But just as a quick reminder, like I mentioned, um, next 2 weeks we have someone coming to speak about the scholarship called Marie Curie. That's 2 weeks time. So next week is for the Ivy League schools. The upper week is for Marie Curie. So please, apart from this webinar is giving you a guide on how to apply, what to do, what not to do, and tips. You also expose you to scholarship opportunities that you're not aware of, so you can expand your net, expand your search, expand your application. Yeah. So you're welcome, Abubakar. Thank you so much for listening and staying with us. It's good to know that I'm not the only one here. So I have people with me, keeping me company. So I want to say in this vein, thank you to the participants on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Thank you to those on Facebook. Thank you for those on YouTube here with me. And I'm hoping that we'll see you next week, same time, and hopefully you come and ask questions. And like I said, for next this section, we were hoping that we have people that want to come to the platform live to ask their question verbally, but we didn't get anyone today. So hopefully next section we'll have people that will be, let's say, bold enough or free enough to come and join me here and ask their question verbally, not just on the chat. So, in this, I would say thank you to everyone for joining and have a beautiful night. Thank you. Bye.